So the purpose of this video is to show you how you and your students can start putting apps on your iPads. One of the first things you might have noticed when you got your student iPads back is that all those apps we had last year, they're not here. Now I put Geoboard on here, but RazKids and all those other apps, they are not here because we're using a different system. We're using something called AbsoluteApps, which is right up here. And we're using that because we found that not every single iPad needed the exact same apps. So what a young 5 student might need on their iPad could vary greatly from what a 2nd grader needs. So we're going to give each class an opportunity to kind of pick and choose what goes on their iPads and really customize them per class. This is also nice because certain classrooms might request an app that no other classroom is going to use. So this way we're not just dumping the same apps on every single iPad. It makes it much easier. This is something that can be done with your students. They are totally capable of downloading these apps and they're limited to the ones that we've approved. So it's a nice thing we can do as a whole class. So anywho, to get these apps on, we're going to look at the AbsoluteApps app and I'm going to click on it. And the first time you open it, it will have a little box that pops up for your students asking if it can give you notifications. Just have the kids click OK. That's fine. So now you will see all of the apps that we have available for you to download. And some will be familiar from last year, some will be new. Those were ones that went through our app approval process over the summer. If you do not see one that you used last year, there's a couple things that could have happened. Probably the number one thing that could have happened is it's not available anymore. The one that I am very sad about is Kid Journal is not available on the App Store anymore. It just disappeared, which totally bums me out because that was a great app. So if you don't see it, that's probably why. And if there's one that you want to add, of course you can always go to the app request form that I linked to in the email. You can always put in a request. So I'm going to go ahead and download an app. Let's do Edu Creations, or let's do RazKids. We know a lot of you use RazKids. So they're alphabetical. I have to scroll down. There we go. So I'm ready to install it. And again, kids can do this. All they have to do is go to this blue install over here and click on that. And then click on install. And it should say that it's starting to install. Now I can check on the progress by just clicking on the home button, going back to my home screen. And you'll see that it's loading. Now, a word of warning. When you're downloading these apps, it's pulling them from a server, it's using the internet, it's using our Wi-Fi, and it's going to take up a lot of internet or a lot of bandwidth. Do not plan on having students go in here, downloading an app and using it right away because depending on the size of the app, it could take a while. Now that went very quickly for me, but I'm the only person downloading that app right now. I'm not a class of 30 students. So one of the things I recommend is maybe just allotting a time when you go in with your class, you work through the list and you download them one by one. When everyone's downloading a bunch of apps all at the same time, it may take a while. It may take a matter of hours for all of them to download. So just be cognizant of that and do this in advance. Because if you say, oh, we're just going to hop in, get our app and start using it, that may not work out that way depending on how our internet is behaving. So that's how we get our apps. Again, if there's a new app you want to put on, please use the app request form. And if this is something where you'd rather have me come in and talk the kids through this process, I'd love to come in and model a lesson. Just use the scheduling page that's linked in my email. And I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to ask me. And I look forward to working with you guys this year.